I saw Dr. Nielsen yesterday. Before I play that clip, here's Ministry of Social Development, disabling condition. I'm going to read this to you. He chose not to read it. Disabling condition. 1. Please describe your disability. Due to prolonged exposure to extreme stress, harassment, and physical threats stemming from a complex situation involving stalking and organized crime, I have developed several disabling conditions which significantly impede my daily functioning and ability to maintain employment. Number 1. Severe anxiety disorder. 2. Post-traumatic stress disorder. 3. Major depression disorder. 4. Physical health complications. 5. Symptoms of poisoning my air and food. These conditions, collectively, impair my ability to work, engage in social activities, or perform routine life tasks without support. Even basic self-care has become challenging. Disabling condition continued. 2. How does your disability affect your life and your ability to take care of yourself? The constant fear for my safety has pervasive anxiety, inability to interact socially or maintain focus, which severely limits my capacity for work or normal social engagement. Following multiple traumatic events, including physical attacks and living under continuous threat, I exhibit symptoms of PTSD. These include flashbacks, severe anxiety, and a heightened startle response, which disrupts my sleep patterns, cognitive functions, and overall emotional stability. The chronic nature of the harassment and the resultant isolation have precipitated a major depressive state characterized by anhedonia, significant weight change, sleep disturbances, and profound lack of energy or motivation, making everyday tasks overwhelming. The stress and a documented incident involving poisoning have resulted in issues including a medically documented heart attack, quote-unquote Bell's palsy. I'm going to have a screenshot of this page so you can read it for yourself, and then I'm going to play the clip with seeing Dr. Nielsen and see what you guys think. There's a part where I think he, without reading what I had to say, I thought it was odd where he thought it was kind of funny about my one mental health assessment for my driver's license. How he was like, oh, well, I guess you're going to have to agree with what she says about paranoia. No, that's not the case, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I'm doing good.
Okay. Great. Do you have a copy there?
Yeah, it's just an extra copy, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Which helped because I was able to do this huge write-up and then not make any mistakes on that one.
Yeah.
I think I got everything. There's not much. I'm not sure about. Maybe I have to sign this part. That's no big deal though. I think the rest is you.
Yeah, I guess this would be the official one. So, like at the end
Yeah.
of this, you'll get all this back, I guess. So,
Oh, really? Okay.
or you'll get a copy of it or whatever you want. So, yeah. So, like you will have to, I guess, sign this at some point, but we'll work on it today here.
Cool.
So I can see that in the beginning here, you've said, anxiety disorder, post-traumatic stress, major depression, symptoms of poisoning, physical health complications.
And then I just explain about those points there.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what really helped? Because I'm not educated, right? I'm just like, you know what really helped me? Like with this,
Yeah.
I was able to just just as like an idiot, just type into AI.
Yeah.
Of like
Oh, okay.
my random blurb.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, can you put this in like professional terms?
Okay.
And then it gave me like,
Okay.
I guess like a copy
Yeah.
of whatever. And then I just read it over, made a couple of changes. And then if I'm like, hey, could you add poisoning to that?
Right.
And then it gave me again. And that's how I got this.
Okay.
Because I couldn't have come up with all these like words.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Good for you. All right.
Like it gave me one word like anodemia.
Okay. Is that in there? Okay.
Yeah.
I actually haven't read through the whole thing. Okay.
But yeah, but anyways, it's quite professional.
Oh. What's your height? Roughly.
6'2".
Your weight?
I'm a little like usually like 205, maybe a little heavier now.
I don't think it's really relevant. We'll put that down there. Okay.
Yeah, characterized by anhedonia, ANEDONIA.
Yeah, so it's kind of like sort of low-grade depression. It's kind of what anhedonia is. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
So has the applicant been prescribed any medication? So what we'll do today is we'll go through sort of this section 2, right? So there's
Okay.
a couple of sections here. I think you told me that I was going to do section 3 as well, right? So
Or like your team.
yeah. Okay. So has the applicant been prescribed any medications or treatment that interfere with their ability to perform daily living activities? So I don't think you're taking any medication right now, are you?
I'm not taking any medication now.
Yeah. Okay. Does the applicant require any prosthesis or aids for their impairments? They're talking about canes and walkers and stuff like that. That's not. No.
No.
Is the impairment likely to continue for 2 years or more from today? So probably. So yes. Right?
Okay.
Yes. I mean, that's why I want to do it with you, so you know what I'm writing down. So I think if we say no, then they might reject you. To be honest, like.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but I think like this is like, you know, this is kind of looking at giving you a permanent disability. There's a short-term disability, and this is more like for long-term.
Gotcha. I understand.
So what is the estimated duration of the impairment, and are there any remedial treatments that may resolve or minimize the impairment? Please explain. So estimated duration is permanent, okay, as far as we're aware. And, you know, you have been offered medications, but you don't need to take them. But I can say that medications may help you, but I'm not sure. So it's wishy-washy, but
It's fair to say.
medications may help. Okay. This has to do with sort of physical stuff. So in the beginning here, you talked about, so do you have, most of your stuff is kind of like mental health issues, but physical health complications. Like, do you think, like, does this affect your ability to walk or climb stairs or?
I haven't walked. It's been 11 months since I haven't like actually walked.
Okay, but you walk in here though, right? So, well,
But that's just like from the back seat, like from my
Okay.
car here, or like from my car to have a shower once a week.
Okay.
Or from my car to go use the washroom, but that's the only walking I've done, sir.
Okay, so how far can this person walk unaided on a flat surface? So would you say less than 1 block, 1 to 2 blocks?
Not much. I take a 30-minute shower and I'm sore for a day afterwards.
So less than 1 block. All right. How many stairs can this person climb unaided? Have you climbed any stairs? Like, can you climb a flight of stairs?
Yeah, not fast right now.
Okay.
And I was in really good shape a year ago. I had abs.
Okay. Your choices answer would be you can't climb any stairs at all. You can go to 2 to 5 stairs or over 5 stairs.
Over 5 stairs.
Okay. What are the person's limitations in lifting? So do you have any problems lifting? So one option is 5 to 15 pounds. Under 5 pounds, no limitations. 15 to 35 pounds. Like, I don't know what you're lifting.
Under 30 pounds.
Okay, so 15 to 35 pounds. Okay. How long can this person remain seated? So how long can you sit in a more comfortable chair than that? Your choice is less than an hour, 1 to 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, no limitation.
A couple hours.
So we'll say 1 to 2 hours. Are there any difficulties with communication? other than lack of fluency in English. So, kind of they're like, can you hear? Yes, you can hear. Can you speak? So I'm gonna say no. I mean, I can understand what you're saying. You can understand me.
But
We may disagree, but
I I haven't had any communication or social with like actual people, and I
Right.
kind of like talk about this
yeah,
and like the mental health thing.
yeah,
Like I've I was going to the gym, but like the stalking, harassment, and being attacked by the community has stopped me from like daily activities, like fitness, like even like personal hygiene care. So like I'm not doing any of that stuff, and like I don't like, even when I'm playing like online games and stuff, when I sometimes turn on my mic,
yeah.
like I like mumble and stuff. Like I get told that like I don't actually talk that much. So I'm definitely affected, and because I've been isolated because of like PTSD and like harassment and trauma. And like I know I might come in here and like I naturally have always been a happy person, so I cover it up really well.
Yeah.
And like I'm always like, oh no, nothing's wrong with this. Like I'm just naturally like that. But really, like I am affected by these issues.
Okay, so I said due to social isolation, he tends to mumble, right?
Okay.
I don't know what else to say.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay. So are there? This has to do with mental health stuff. So do you get disoriented or confused?
I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. Do you have issues with planning, organizing, sequencing, calculations, or judgment?
Depends.
Okay. Do you have any problems with your memory, ability to learn and recall information?
I'm not sure.
Do you have any problems with language, oral, auditory, written comprehension, or expression?
Maybe.
Emotional disturbances, depression, anxiety. So yes, you've said that. What about motivation, loss of initiative or interest?
Yeah, I've talked about that in here as well.
Okay. Impulse control? So impulse control could be you're in your car. Well, I mean, you're worried about your safety, so that would be a poor example. But impulse control would be like if you were going to bed in this room and then you had to go up and turn the light off 10 times or make sure the door is locked 10 times. Now, you have safety issues because of what's happened to you.
What about depressive eating, overeating like junk food?
Well, we can
Like
talk about
stress
that.
eating.
Okay. Oh, yeah, overeating? Okay.
Like sugars and stress and stuff.
Okay, sure.
So like I might not be on like medication or something
Yeah.
like that, but
Yeah.
I am coping in maybe like a bad way like that. And I'm not doing drugs, but maybe that's a bad way.
Yeah. What about attention or concentration?
Yeah, I struggle with that.
Okay. So I haven't pulled up the psychiatrist's report,
Okay.
right? Today. I mean, I read it whenever we last looked at it
I
weeks
don't
ago.
expect you to memorize it.
Yeah. So I think she said that maybe you had some paranoid ideas. Like, didn't she say something like, paranoia, unclear, or paranoia, undifferent? Like, didn't she use some language like that?
Oh, I had the form too. It's in my car. It was in this.
Yeah, I can look it up, but I guess where I'm going with it is, like, there's a question here that talks about delusions, hallucinations, or thought disorders, and paranoia would fall into that. So you're kind of stuck because if you accept what she says, that's going to support your application. And if you don't accept what she says, then it's going to be, I guess, less.
Well, like her and I haven't talked. Like we talked for probably not even like an hour.
Yeah, fair.
And I was reading through her like notes and like blurb, which at the very top it states that like you need to give some allowance for like inaccuracies, which I already found like a major flaw.
Okay.
Like she's saying I said something that I actually didn't.
Okay.
But then also her big credit to like her whole outlook on my situation
Yeah.
seems to be really focused on police presence and past police reports, because it
Yeah.
says please refer to all the contact that Renee has with police.
Okay.
And I have strong evidence, which I'm in the process of going through right now.
Yeah.
And I already have I already have proof and an officer in Vic PD admitting to working with the community to target me and issue me a ticket, which got thrown out.
Right.
I have another one coming up next month that's going to get thrown out because they lied. I have a professional admitting everything that's happened to me and everything I'm saying that I'm saying that's happening to me happened to her and her family.
Right.
So that totally squashes her saying paranoid. So the police.
Yeah. Okay.
And you said that whole. That you said like what I'm experiencing, forensics should deal with it. This isn't medical. And if police don't want to deal with it, and police are trying to just take the easy way out and just eat donuts and not do their job properly, it would be easy for to say, "Hey, Renee has mental health," which then they're pushing on this professional using her like her degree that's on the wall to write the report by saying I'm paranoid, but I'm not.
Okay. So then I okay, but Renee, so then I won't check off that you're paranoid. Right? You know, like I mean, I'm not here to adjudicate, you know, this issue. I'm just like letting you know. So
Okay.
Okay, so you talked about issues with personal self-care, right? So you talked about you're only able to whatever shower once a week, you know, etc. Right? So is activity restricted? So yes, it is, and I guess it's sort of continuous. Meal preparation, like how do you deal with meals?
I've peed and shit blood on multiple like occasions.
But what
last
about
month
eating?
like I pissed blood.
Yeah, but meal preparation, not what's going out the other end.
Yeah, but this is like the whole thing is that I'm being attacked. My air and my food is being attacked, so I'm forced to eat like canned soup almost like every other day, and rice.
Okay.
And I drove 2 hours out to Nanaimo and spent $700 at Costco at a random grocery store just for safety, and my health improved.
Yeah, I'm sure.
My bowel movements and everything. Another reason why I had that Tesla, which I'm able to store food in my car.
Wow. Okay.
Without it being broken into.
It talks about management to medications. It's not really, you're not taking any medication, so unknown.
Okay.
Right? I mean, like, how am I supposed to answer this? Basic housework. You're living in your car. I guess unknown. Daily shopping is impaired, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So yes, continuous. This talks about mobility inside the home, mobility outside the home. You already talked about you don't walk very far, right? So there's a continuous issue there. Mobility inside the home, I don't even know how to answer that because it's not.
There is no mobility.
Right.
I'm trapped in the backseat of my car.
Use of transportation.
Yeah, I have.
Can you manage your finances?
No, I'm like 80 grand in debt. And my credit rating when I was at Coca-Cola was like 850.
Okay.
And I worked really hard for like top-notch credit.
Yeah.
And now it all got shot because I knew I was going to get wrongfully terminated. All these attacks now my credit's gone.
So is social functioning impacted? So you're pretty much isolating on your own, right? Isolating as much as possible. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, but it's not by choice. I'm being attacked that I'm forced to isolate.
Due to being attacked. Okay. And you said you only shower once weekly?
Yep.
guess you live in your car, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you have a poor dietary intake.
Yep. I want to just eat meat and veggies, but I don't have a fridge or a
Right.
freezer.
It says, please, what assistance does your patient need with daily living activities? Like if someone was to give you like a place to live, like, do you think you would be?
Yeah, my life would be much better if I had a kitchen and a washroom. If I
What?
didn't have to pay for a storage unit.
Right.
If I had.
No, I understand, but like,
If I could walk and not be in the backseat of a car.
Yeah, would you? Like, if someone said, "Hey, here's an apartment, go live there," would you feel safe enough to do that?
Yeah, as long as I'm. Yeah, I feel safe as long as I'm not attacked. The reason why I'm in a car is because I've been on the run from 4 provinces.
Right.
I told you this.
Yeah.
And sorry, I don't mean to be. It's just really stressful to just talk about it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I have a car in this stupid Tesla is just for security. It's just because of cameras. It's just it just so my car isn't broken into and my battery's not like disconnected while people poison my food and my water.
Right.
Like I'm not, and like I frequently have to move because people will spray chemicals at me and I have to just move, go somewhere else. I have to park in a random neighborhood and then police are called. Hey, this random person's out front of my house. But it's my only option is to be random and park constantly randomly because I'm being attacked.
Okay. It's just hard to put all that into the form the way they've asked the questions, right? So I'm trying to do the best I can.
I know.
So
I'm sorry.
No, that's all good.
But like you said, you'd never heard of my situation in your whole practice of practicing.
So anyway, I've finished that part, so I'll find out if we can get somebody to help you with your part. I need to buff and polish what I've written, and then at the end, when this is all done, then you are welcome to have this a copy of it or whatever, right? I mean, we can.
You want to keep that so you can like properly fill it out?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, and then I'll see if we can get someone else from our team to do like what I talked about before. Is if we can get someone else to help you do, that's better, because it's better to get more than one person to, in my opinion, to say you're having issues.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. I wish I could do more for you, but that's kind of where we're at with it. I think at the end you're going to have to decide whether you want to include that psychiatric report with the errors. So if you include that, that may support you in this application, but you know, I think she's written stuff in there that you're not agreeing with. So you can let us know.
Okay,
Yeah.
Let us know. Because
I mean, let the clinic know. That's us. Yeah.
Okay, so where I'm going with this, because
Yeah.
you said that you're not the only one pulling the strings. So have
Okay, I don't know where you're going with. Okay. Yeah.
So like take a note. You just said us, and I did get a mental health assessment, which was that I had to do because when I went to get a service card, because right now I don't have any BC identification.
Okay.
Right. And like you need 2 pieces of ID, and right now I'm getting in like it's like, well, where's your BC ID? I went to the bank because I have a business account.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, this doesn't match your address here.
Right.
So I'm dealing with that,
Yeah.
and so when I went to ICBC, the ladies, I don't get treated very well there, and the manager spoke with me, and there's like a residential like address like thing because I have my PO box, but it's not a residential address.
Okay.
So I'm dealing with that.
Yeah.
But what's going on with Drive Safe BC and like my whole mental health assessment, because they said, and it's in their system, that I didn't pass the physical, but you said last time I was here that I passed the tests, but I got the Drive Safe BC forms, I gave them to you, and we've been doing this back and forth thing. Have they got back to you since you?
I'm gonna look and see.
Okay, because I forgot to ask you last time I was here.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I'll look and see.
Really? They haven't got back to you?
Just let me have a look.
Okay.
As you know, a few visits ago, it looks like around October 1st or thereabouts, we wrote them and we've not heard back.
Okay.
So I guess it seems like a long time ago, but I guess it's like 4 weeks ago. So
I should go check my mailbox then
okay.
and see if they sent me anything. Cool. I should book another appointment in like 2 weeks and come back and see you to get the other like part 3 filled out.
What are our choices here? So
You're gonna finish part 2.
yeah, I need to finish part 2, but I just need to figure out if I can get somebody in, like the social worker that works in our clinic to do this. So she's not here right now, so I don't know. I mean, do you want to check in a couple of weeks and see, or like I don't want you to make an appointment and waste your time coming in. But I forget. Like, do you get messages, or can we call you, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we have your information on top, right? So okay, all right. Well, we'll call you and let you know. And if you don't hear in whatever 3 weeks, then why don't you leave a message or come in and whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Okay, but after you leave here today, I'm going to try to figure out how we get in touch with the social worker because she's not here on the days that I'm here.
Okay. All right.
And then she'll want to chat with you, I imagine, to help sort out this too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, alternatively, if you don't like that idea, I can see your eyes are downtrodden a bit. I mean, if you want to come back in 2 weeks, I can fill out section 3 too. Section 3 as well. I mean, 95% of the time I do it, but it's that's your call.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some practicality to that because you can just book an appointment for a couple weeks and come back in. And then you're not talking to some stranger again about issues.
Well, it seems like low key I'm being pushed slowly into a street person. That's where my life is going. So
I hear you.
So like the support worker, John, that was assigned to me after the mental health thing.
Yeah.
Got me with a support worker, John, but I didn't like our conversation afterwards, and the other John got back to me, the team leader, and he said that he's unable to assign me someone to talk to because I don't want to talk to like a male.
Okay.
And he said that his whole thing was getting me out of my car and getting in place. And then you asked me a very important question on what I feel about if I had an apartment in a place. So if I have an apartment in place, will that improve my life? Okay, sure. But will then the police use that in the community to then take away my car? Oh, well, Renee, now it would look bad if we take Renee out of his car because then he's on the street and he's homeless. But if we give Renee an apartment and we take away his car, well, then we take away his trade, his license, his car, but we gave him a place. So I feel I don't want to be pushed into that direction,
Fair enough. Yeah.
It seems a little we'll just leave it at that. I don't have anything nice to say about any further.
So what do you think the ultimate
legal aid right now? I've talked to a bunch of people, and right now my best option is to talk to a lawyer.
Yeah.
And right now legal aid is ignoring me, and that's the only forward option, right?
Okay. So assuming
So
you
I'm
get
working on
all
that.
your legal issues behind you, whatever
Okay.
they are, all these fake claims or whatever, right?
Sure.
Like whatever, then you're still stuck with you and your
Yes.
car.
Yeah.
And then what's the answer going forward? So you hope
Social media.
Well, that's not going to pay your rent, is it? I guess it could. I mean, obviously, there's people that they do well, but I mean, like,
The biggest, most important thing is to keep on documenting and use social media and to keep on building my story of what's happening.
Yeah, but like I'm kind of more practical guy. So how are you going to pay the rent? Like, so we talked about we don't want you to lose your car. You want to probably you presumably you want to have a place to stay, right?
That would be a luxury.
Right. So for all the reasons we talked about. So I mean, like, is this going to allow you? Like, if you get approved for this, you get some more money. Is that going to be adequate for you to? So you don't end up as a street person, as you've said.
Well, right now $635 a month is what I get right now.
That's nothing. Yeah.
And my car payment's $780. My
Yeah.
insurance is $175.
Yeah.
And that's like a third of my bills.
Yeah, no, you cannot live off that money. No. Yeah.
And you haven't heard back from Drive Safe BC.
Right.
I still don't have my BC license.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm just wondering where, like, if you think ahead about, like, what is it gonna, where's all this going? How's.
Well, I'm still I've appealed WorkSafe BC with Purelator, wrongfully terminated for the second time.
Yeah.
Which at the beginning of that job I was
Yeah.
offered a Class 1 position.
Yeah.
And right now my Class 1's taken away, which
Right.
seems kind of convenient.
Yeah.
So I'm fighting that, and I haven't been issued an appeal officer.
Okay.
So I'm still fighting my case, right?
Okay.
So like my number one goal right now, before getting a place,
Yeah.
is to get my BC driver's license back. And you haven't heard anything. I'm gonna go right now and check my mailbox.
Yeah.
Hopefully when I see you again.
Yeah.
Obviously, twice as much money that I'm receiving now, $635. I think it's like $1,200 or $1,400 if I get this. I can afford food.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
I mean, one step at a time. I don't.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I'm just asking. It's
Okay,
not
okay.
my my role, but I just thought I'd okay. So
Thank you.
Why don't you book an appointment in whatever 2-3 weeks, whatever you want. We'll go over the last part.
Section 3.
Section 3, and then once we've done section 3, I'm going to hold on to it, and then I'll buff and polish it, as I say, and then we can either get a copy or whatever.
Of
Or
course.
we can mail that in for you or whatever you want to do. All right.
Sounds good, doctor.
Okay.
Thank you for your help and your time.
You're welcome. Bye for now.